You're watching Oklahoma's News 4 this morning.
Pray for our leaders to make the right decisions.
We're not focusing on education. We're focusing on culture war.
Coming up this morning, controversy about religion in your child's classroom. The parents have a new way to push back. A nonprofit offering a way for kids to opt out.
Midwest City Police on the hunt for a killer. What neighbors are saying about crime in the area and the search for answers.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ken Ogle.
And I'm Allie Meyer. It's Thursday, and we're glad you're here. Emily Sutton tracking a perfect fall day out there. Good morning.
We're only a week from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we deserve a perfect fall day. Actually, we deserve about 7 of them. Line them up.
I'm with you, and I don't know about you guys. I feel like because October was so warm, it just seems like, whoa, the holidays are all of a sudden here.
Yes. Summer just ended.
I thought we just started November.
I know, right?
How is Thanksgiving a week away?
I'm with you. It's finally starting to feel like fall, and then, you know, as soon as we get used to something, it changes again. So just hold on. Let's go and take a look outside. We are tracking cool conditions this morning. You definitely need a coat. 39 for Stillwater, 32 for Chickasha. We're sitting at 40 for Oklahoma City. Now, the good news is the winds are much lighter, so it feels a lot better than yesterday morning. Clear skies across the state. These are freeze warnings in eastern Oklahoma. Low 30s northwest, mid 30s to the south, and winds light at just 10 miles per hour. There's one spot it's up Enid at 15 miles per hour out of the north. Look at our day planner at noon today. 54 degrees this afternoon, climbing to 57 with a light north wind and sunny skies. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, we are tracking a system 1 week from today that could be impacting the area. Very important as it is Thanksgiving. We'll have the latest coming up.
Flames erupt inside a home last night near Northwest 89th and Classen. Investigators tell us this fire started in the kitchen with a child playing with a lighter. Everyone inside the home made it out safe. And an 18-year-old charged with murder for allegedly shooting at a car on the interstate after a fight at the Tulsa State Fair. Our NBC station in Tulsa following this story. Police say Kyler Neely shot at a car multiple times, injuring 2 passengers. 16-year-old J. Tycee Williams died of his injuries November 2nd. And Midwest City Police searching for a killer this morning. Late Tuesday night, officers found 32-year-old Jacob Price shot to death in the parking lot of the Shelton Apartments near Reno and Air Depot.
Investigators say he and 2 others got into a fight, and that's when the bullets started flying. A neighbor who heard the shooting tells us crime is too common in that area.
All they do is just come through here and shoot like they don't care. My car been shot up over here. My neighbor's car been shot up. I want to get up out of here, so I just don't know what to do.
Right now, no description available of that shooter.
An Oklahoma City woman sentenced to 16 years in federal prison for drug trafficking and money laundering.
Prosecutors say Deborah Mercer Irwin used her Texas-based aircraft companies to smuggle cocaine and launder money for 10 years between 2010 and 2020. Authorities call her a drug dealer.
603, well, if the proposed skyscraper in Bricktown is built, it would be more than 1,900 feet tall. And that would make it the tallest building in the United States and more than double the size of the Devon Tower.
We've all seen the pictures, the height raising red flags this morning about flight safety. Natalie Clydesdale's on the story for us this morning. She joins us now live in studio. Natalie.
Good morning, Allie and Kent. Well, there's concern that the tower would force pilots to spend more time circling before landing. This is all according to the Oklahoman who obtained letters sent to the FAA. The letters also express worries that the skyscraper will cause adverse changes to standard departure procedures, as well as flight safety issues expected to negatively impact the overall flying environment in the Oklahoma City metro. That would extend to not just the city's airports, but also Max Westheimer Airport in Norman. The developer of the tower says he's supposed to get a full report from the FAA by the end of the month, and then he'll assess how to move forward. He had hoped to start construction in October, but said work is delayed until sometime in 2025. Now I will keep an eye on this.
Lots of delays. All right, we'll see what happens. Natalie, thanks.
Natalie, thank you. Well, a Woods County judge has delayed a decision on first-degree murder and conspiracy charges against 3 young adults from Enid. According to the Woodward News, the judge is reviewing evidence and testimony from a 2-day preliminary hearing in November regarding the April 11th murders of Gary Brott and Timothy Wilcox in Freedom, Oklahoma.
Defendants Christopher Padilla, Elijah Mann, and Caitlin Gore remain in custody. The court heard evidence, including DNA evidence, cell phone data, and security video. The judge will determine if there is enough evidence for the case to go to trial. An Oklahoma City man sentenced to serve 40 years in federal prison for possession and distribution of child pornography.
In April, the FBI agents found an encrypted online messaging service containing child pornography. Agents linked the profile to 43-year-old Michael Rios. Rios is out on bond pending trial at the time of his arrest.
He pleaded guilty to 2 charges. Earlier this week, Rios was sentenced to serve the maximum sentence of 40 years in federal prison. Deputies in Pottawatomie County arrested a man wanted for sexual assault out of Texas.
Benjamin McDonald of Shawnee was wanted for sexual assault out of Grayson County, Texas. He was taken into custody in Earlsboro yesterday, currently being held on a $1 million bond. Well, the mayor of Roth arrested for hitting a teacher with his car. Mayor Darren Braun faces charges for allegedly bumping into a teacher with his vehicle at a crosswalk. Kind of a weird story. Back in October, deputies say Braun was upset when the teacher wouldn't let him pass. He struck her hip with his bumper, causing her to stumble. Despite Braun's denial, 2 witnesses backed up the teacher's story. Braun was arrested on assault and battery charges. He faces 10 years in prison if convicted. It is 6:06 now this morning.
Time for traffic with Caitlin Ogle.
Well, good morning. Right now we're taking a live look. This is I-40 in Penn. Our traffic tracker Travis is showing us this look here. You can see the Devon Tower right here. That Penn Street bridge going across I-40. Looking good here, all in the green and across the metro. We are watching one accident. It's over here near I-40 westbound and Kickapoo Turnpike, just near it. And I want to tell you about this. This is happening down in Norman nightly until Friday. Safety device repairs 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Southbound I-35 will be narrowed at Highway 9. Let's do some quick drive times over in that area. So from Norman's Main Street to Moore's 4th Street, that'll take you about 7 minutes. People driving at 70 miles per hour, then to I-240 and I-35 at Crossroads Mall. That'll take you about 4 minutes. People driving at 70 miles per hour, then to the Dallas Junction. That's another 4 minutes. People driving at 70 miles per hour. Those are some good looking drive times. Now let's see if we've got a good looking pet. And we do.
Yes.
Ellie.
That's right. I know you love the kitty cat.
I do. Look at that beautiful coat. Oh,
I had one yesterday. You weren't here, so I got Ellie for you.
Thank you. Ellie's not going to be there long. Someone's got to go and snatch her up.
Ellie is elegant or elegant.
I think so.
Elegant cat for sure. Looks great. Ellie is looking for a forever home. Check Ellie out. Oklahoma City Animal Welfare. Jump on over to the website. Bus stop forecast. Well, you need a coat this morning. 30s. Average temperatures, clear skies, light winds. Close to 50 by recess time. Going home, picking up the kiddos from school. They're taking the bus. Mid to upper 50s. Lots of sunshine. North winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. We have clear skies right now. I want to show you this big storm system pounding the northwest coast. This stays to our north and weakens the next couple days. That's why we see a very mild, if not warm, weekend. 60s and 70s. The weekend's fantastic. Put up those holiday lights, the Christmas lights. Weak front comes in here early next week, cools us off next week, but this system, strong upper level disturbance, this is what we're watching for Wednesday night, Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Latest computer models bring this system right into Oklahoma with falling temperatures and some precipitation, windy conditions on Thanksgiving Day. We're watching that. That moves away, it warms up again, and then we're watching cold Arctic air. This is really cold stuff up in Alaska and western Canada. Surges down into Oklahoma late Thanksgiving Day weekend into that following week. Sunday night, Monday, could be big time Arctic cold. All right, 7 on the Slater Radar, just like yesterday. Emily's back with the rest of that forecast for you.
John, thank you. And still ahead here on Oklahoma's News Sports Thursday. That means Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt will join us on the hotline.
Coming up in just a bit, we're talking about upcoming MAPS projects, more construction changing the face of downtown Oklahoma City. Keep it here.
You're watching Oklahoma's News 4 This Morning with Allie Meyer, Kent Ogle, Emily Sutton, John Slater, Natalie Clydesdale, Caitlin Ogle, and Austin Brissett, bringing you more local news, more local weather. Oklahoma's News 4, looking out for you. Now, forewarned weather with Emily Sutton.
Good morning, Oklahoma. We are tracking another cold start, but at least the winds are lighter, and that'll make it feel a lot better today. Of course, we are also eyeing Thanksgiving 1 week from today, and of course, the data is changing. Let's go and take a look outside. Beautiful start, clear skies, light winds, drier air that trends towards some of our cooler starts. Right now, 40 degrees. We briefly dipped into the 30s earlier this morning. Winds out of the southwest at just 3 miles per hour. On our storm scanner, a whole lot of nothing, and we're good with that. Boy, it's been a wild November with all of our severe weather, including what happened Monday morning. So it's nice to have it calm. Those are freeze warnings in eastern Oklahoma and a couple of lingering flood advisories. A wider view shows why it's cooler. We're on the outer edge of this cold air mass, bringing snow to the Great Lakes region. Out to the west, jet stream lifting north. That's going to be our warm up heading into the weekend. Convenient timing there. And you can see the huge storm system. Everyone's talking about the bomb cyclone. That just has to do with an intense drop of pressure within a 24-hour time span. And that is lifting away from us, but it will help usher in some cooler air for next week. Temperatures now down to 32 for Woodward. That squiggly line, that's the freezing line. You'll be seeing more and more of it as we head into our cold season. Mid-30s for Ardmore, 33 for McAllister, and 32 for Ponca City. So winds light across the state, and they will be much lighter today, which is a real treat. Let's talk about our future track climbing to the 70s by Sunday. Wow. So 60s and 70s this weekend. It is great weather. Perfect time to get outside, do all the fall things. There's even some Christmas things going on, so at least you won't be as cold if you're looking at some lights, and maybe put up the Christmas lights. Now, it will be a little windy, strong south wind, but that's helping boost our temperatures. Cold front arrives Sunday night, early Monday. That's going to drop us back for Monday. Not looking quite as cold leading up to Thanksgiving as it was looking yesterday. And here's the big change. A storm system arrives, and we're going to be tracking, see warmer air on Wednesday, we're going to be tracking cool down on Thanksgiving. I do think that will happen. But the question is, will we have precipitation with it? How much moisture is available? That is not locked in. Just like many families on Thanksgiving at the table, the models are in disagreement about Thanksgiving. So we're going to be eyeing that one. And of course, keep you forewarned. After that, it passes by, and then Arctic air could finally be pouring in. It looks like Sunday into Monday after Thanksgiving. So by then we're heading into December. It's about time. This afternoon, your 4-1 forecast, 57 degrees, sunny, cool, north wind at 10. Tonight, light winds, 33 degrees, getting close to the freezing mark. Tomorrow, sunshine, a nice fall day, 60 degrees, and a light south wind. Beautiful. And talk about nice weather for the football games. Kickoff at 2:30 for OSU, 65 degrees. And for Sooner football, kickoff at 6:30, 61 degrees. Here's our 7-day forecast. Nice weekend weather, 70s by Sunday. That is warm given our average highs in the upper 50s. Cooling off on Monday, though. That'll be a little jarring. Slowly climbing temperatures, and we are eyeing Thanksgiving for you right now. Looks like maybe a little bit of a winter mix in northern Oklahoma, but that's not locked in. I do think we'll have a cool down, and then it is looking likely to have some Arctic air into December.
Wow. Okay. It's a long way out, though, for Thanksgiving right now. So
it's a week out, yeah, so we're keeping a close eye.
See what could happen. All right, thank you.
Emily, thanks. Get ready to land your next big opportunity at the Oklahoma City Job Fair. Stop by the Embassy Suites near Will Rogers World Airport from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. today to network and explore exciting career possibilities in Oklahoma City. On this day in history, Stanley Draper, Mr. Chamber of Commerce, was born in 1889.
How about that? Draper moved to Oklahoma City in 1919. After serving in the Army, he went on to help shape the city as the managing director of the Chamber of Commerce until 1968.
His legacy includes key contributions to the Federal Aeronautical Administration Center, Lake Hefner, and even a pipeline bringing water to the city. The Atoka Water Reservoir, now Lake Stanley Draper, named, of course, in his honor. He was inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame in 1957. He died in 1976.
How about that? Jelly Roll visited the Toby Keith Foundation's OK Kids Corral in Oklahoma City before his concert. The OK Kids Corral is a free haven for children with cancer and, of course, one of Toby's greatest legacies.
Jelly Roll signed autographs, took photos, and brought smiles to the faces of kids and families. He also shared on Instagram just how much he admired Toby Keith's impact here in Oklahoma, saying this, quote, That's the kind of legacy you really want to leave in life.
That's cool. What a great picture.
I'm liking Jelly Roll with a tiny baby.
I like him too.
That's fun. Hey, we're looking for an opportunity to recognize a remarkable woman in your life.
Yeah, that's right. Tell us about her. We want to share her story. News 4 is searching for the remarkable women of Oklahoma. So just head over to KFOR.com/remarkable women to nominate someone special in your life.
And still ahead on Oklahoma's News 4, eliminating the state income tax in Oklahoma.
More on the latest plan proposed by lawmakers, how it might work if passed. That's next.
Canadian County Sheriff Chris West asking county commissioners to bump salaries in his department to the state-approved maximum. The sheriff is struggling with staffing and thinks the pay increase might help attract and retain more deputies.
Competition from higher-paying agencies has led to a wave of resignations in Canadian County, making it tough for the sheriff to keep his team fully staffed. First reported by the Yukon Progress, Canadian County is booming and funds are flowing to projects like the Expo Center and a new courthouse. Sheriff West believes it's time to prioritize the salaries of public safety workers.
And today is National Thaw Day. You know, it's the perfect time for Thanksgiving hosts to take that turkey out of the freezer, move it to the fridge. You got to begin the thawing out process for the big day 1 week from today. As families get ready for Thanksgiving feasts, firefighters are urging caution to avoid foul play in the kitchen, especially if you're deep frying your turkey, which that should not be done in a kitchen.
We've done these stories
like
before, absolutely, and not underneath the eave of your house either.
Keep it away.
Yeah, deep frying a frozen bird. Well, here we go. We're going to show you again. It can lead to a fiery disaster. Boom. You need to thaw out your turkey completely and dry it off before dropping it in one of those big turkey fryers.
Firefighters are warning about this today, that Thanksgiving sees 400% more kitchen fires than any other day of the year. So do be extra careful. Keep an eye on the oven, avoid dangling clothing near hot pots, and make sure your turkey fryer is at the right temperature.
Don't put foil in the microwave. That becomes a big problem. But people are in a rush, and Aunt Jane brings over that casserole covered in foil, and you stick it in the microwave and don't realize now the microwave's on fire.
As soon as there's an issue, you need to call 911. They give us, ample time to get there and contain the fire before it spreads to the rest of your house.
That's not the way to do it right there.
That is not how to do it. Safety first. Let's make sure the only thing sizzling this holiday is the turkey, not your kitchen.
She was making her own cranberry sauce from the real deal. Do you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little orange juice.
It's a lot better.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah.
It's really tasty.
My wife makes it really
And so
good.
easy. Cranberries, you can pick up a pack of them for like $1.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There you go. Hey, McRib fans, rejoice. The saucy favorite's back, and it's bringing a friend, too. Starting December 3rd, McDonald's will serve up its legendary McRib at select locations. But here's the barbecue cherry on top. On the 25th of this month, you can snag a half-gallon jug of McRib sauce for just $19.99 and a whole lot of ribsauce.com. Perfect for spreading holiday cheer or sauce on all your favorites. McRib sauce, you can get it. Wow, okay.
There it is. Get you some sauce. Campbell's, trimming the name, not the flavor. The iconic soup company, now officially Campbell's Co., reflecting its wide-ranging lineup of goodies, which include more than soup. They've got goldfish, also pasta sauces. Don't worry, those red and white soup cans you love aren't going anywhere. It's just a subtle change. Campbell's Company, rather than Campbell's Soup.
Okay. Now, don't change the can.
No.
Been around a long time. Still ahead here on News 4. A gang of thieves robs a marijuana grow.
Most of the time, witnesses are not being left.
Thankfully, that was not the case in this robbery. No deaths to report, but we can tell you what's leading to this growing problem. Hear from state agents coming up next.
You're watching Oklahoma's News 4 this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ken Ogle.
And I'm Allie Meyer. It's Thursday morning. We're starting off a little chilly. Feels like fall outside.
It does feel like fall outside. Yesterday in the shadows in the afternoon with that north wind, it felt a little cold.
Oh, yeah, when the sun started to set, took Ginny on a walk, and I was like, we need to get the winter gear out.
Yep, almost.
Yeah, she was wearing her little winter hat. It's cold out. We're also not used to it, so it takes a little bit of time to acclimate, and we've been so far above average. And if you're pining for those temperatures again, don't worry, it's showing up on the 7-day. Let's take a look outside right now. Gorgeous start. Look at that thunder sunrise, blue and orange. Loving it. 36 for Kingfisher, 37 for Norman, and 41 for Shawnee. A look at our storm scanner. We are tracking clear skies, freeze warning for eastern Oklahoma. Temperatures down to 32 for Woodward, 39 for Ada, and sitting at 32 for Celestia, so it is freezing to the east. Winds light across the state, and that's the real treat today. Unlike yesterday with the winds being up, lighter winds throughout the day. Today at noon, 54 degrees. Climbing to 57 this afternoon, about the same as yesterday. Our average high is 58, so we are technically close to average. I'll have more on our Thanksgiving storm system that's in the neighborhood coming up.
Emily, thanks. Caught on camera. Security footage shows a group of masked thieves raiding a marijuana grow house in Grady County. It happened earlier this month.
You can see 7 people enter that facility where 20 to 25 employees were working. Some thieves were armed, and now no one was hurt. Many of the workers there were Chinese nationals. The suspects left with bags full of stolen marijuana.
Mark Woodward from the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics tells us robberies like this are actually more common than you might think.
You have a lot of different types of robberies, and again, some of it's disgruntled workers. It could be a rivalry, rival grow down the road. It could be a rival international criminal organization.
Some of the suspects have been arrested. The Grady County Sheriff's Office is investigating.
In Garvin County, thieves targeted a grow site earlier this month, leading to a high-speed chase and more arrests. Deputies say 8 people broke into the site and fired weapons, allegedly attempting to steal marijuana to be sold on the black market.
Pauls Valley Democrat says a chase ended in more when a truck overturned, injuring some suspects. 2 suspects from Oklahoma City, 19-year-old Cortez McKnight and 22-year-old Santonio Williamson, face felony charges. Garvin County Sheriff Jim Mullett called it part of a rising trend in grow site robberies. Thunder's 2-game skid was short-lived after snapping it last night with a 109-99 win over the Portland Trailblazers.
All right, good. We were getting nervous, right? The game was all about the return of Isaiah Hardenstein. News Sports' Austin Brissett has our recap from last night.
Yeah, guys, good morning. How about the big man, huh? Hardenstein had a double-double. Hardenstein. There we go.
I never can get his name right.
Hey, we'll get
My bad.
It's all good.
Isaiah.
A double-double in his season debut, folks. He had 13 points, 14 boards. That's a franchise high. He also had 4 blocks in almost 30 minutes of action. The free agent who played with the Knicks just last season had been out with a broken bone in his left hand, but man, last night he provided plenty of rim protection for a squad that has struggled on the boards and with some other injuries in their front court too. Shea added 28, Jalen Williams put up 30, and Alex Caruso scored 17 of his own as the Thunder pulled away for a dominant finish, outscoring Portland 39-30 in the fourth quarter with some solid defense throughout.
I feel like anyone's on the court, no one's a minus defensively. I think that's something scary, and I feel like that makes my life easier where I feel more comfortable going to block shots because I know they got my back and I know everyone's on a string defensively.
The guys have a 4-day break ahead of them before they hit a West Coast swing. That starts next Monday against the Sacramento Kings. They'll be back at home December 3rd for another NBA Cup game against the Utah Jazz. And guys, I mean, just wait until Chet gets healthy. Those two playing together, that's scary hours for the NBA, man. Should be a good time. Should be fun.
Good to have one of the big men back, that's for
no
sure.
joke.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Needed
Thank
that. Hey, it is Thursday. That means we have Mayor David Holt on the hotline. Good morning, Mayor Holt.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, exciting news. At MAPS 4 Stadium, City Council approved that land donation for a new multi-purpose stadium, soccer, concerts, everything else. This is one of the biggies, as we call them, and some of the big ticket items.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of the more exciting MAPS 4 projects, and we have been grateful to receive this land donation from the owners of our USL soccer team, Echo, and so that's going to be just south of Bricktown. And this week we kind of finalized that land donation, which really finalizes the site. And now next up is, some plans and eventually a groundbreaking, but we can anticipate that happening in 2025. So yeah, that project is definitely moving and probably open a couple of years after that. And that'll be exciting. Great opportunity for soccer to be played in the heart of downtown Oklahoma City, and then also a great venue potentially for concerts.
Love it. Hey, let's talk politics for just a minute. This week, a citizen group unveiled a new plan to gather signatures so Oklahomans can vote on the issue of open primaries on a statewide ballot. Open primaries is something you've been talking about now for years.
Yeah, it's easy for me to like because basically their proposal is exactly how Oklahoma City and Tulsa elects its city officials, specifically its mayors. When I run for mayor, all the candidates have to face all the voters, and all the voters get to see and vote for or not vote for all of the candidates. It's a really simple system, but what it allows for in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa is, a unifying type of leadership where you build a consensus across what I always say is kind of the 70% of normal people in the middle who just want to work together and get things done. And, we've had such effective and dynamic and unifying government in Oklahoma City for so long, and you just wonder, why wouldn't the whole state want that same formula? And that's what these folks are proposing.
Well, I appreciate that perspective. Also, by the way, we have a new/old council person coming up. Lots of experience with this person.
Yeah, so we have a vacancy in Ward 7, and under the charter, the council is obligated to fill that vacancy with an appointment. And so this week we turned to an old friend, Pastor Lee Cooper, who actually served on the council in 2018. He has also served on our planning commission. He served on urban renewal. So he's got a wealth of experience, which is exactly what we need. This is basically going to serve for 5 months, so we need somebody who can really hit the ground running, and Councilman Cooper will definitely meet that need. And then the election to fill the seat after that is going to be held in February, with filing coming up in just a few weeks.
All right, we'll see who decides to run. And finally, a new honor for Oklahoma City, another notch to add to our belt, just named the 16th best place to live, according to U.S. News and World Reports.
Yeah, and this list, it basically, they ultimately rank 150 places, but they included, they considered every place there is in America, and that city's large and small, and really there's thousands of them. So to be number 16 out of all the possible places you could live in Oklahoma City, in America, is really remarkable for Oklahoma City. And, I think it kind of validates what we think we already know, but nevertheless, when you think about what has happened here over the last 30 years and how far we've come, and this was exactly the vision back in 1993 when MAPS passed. Let's build a place where people want to live. And here we are. It's official now. We're the 16th best place to live in the United States. So, yeah, really cool.
It's been awesome to watch the changes. Mayor, thank you for being with us this morning. We'll talk to you next week.
No, next week is Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right.
We'll see you in December.
That's right. Happy Thanksgiving. See you next month.
Enjoy your turkey.
Thanks for the reminder. There you go.
Oh, we got Thanksgiving 1 week out. We're getting close. Good morning, Caitlin.
Well, good morning. Right now, we are watching a situation right here along Midwest Boulevard and I-40. Now, I've checked all of my sources. I don't believe there are any wrecks over in this area. Also, the assignment desk hasn't heard anything over the scanners, but we're just watching this area. Again, this is over there by Tinker Air Force Base, and you can see when we zoom out, you can see the red and the orange forming over there. Meanwhile, we're watching two non-injury accidents, and I want to tell you about this. This is happening over in that area tonight into tomorrow morning. They're installing a wrong way detection system. So east and westbound I-240, the on and off ramps, though, will be closed at Air Depot. Let's do some quick drive times in that area, starting at Hare Road to the I-40, I-240 split, 6 minutes. People driving at 71 miles per hour. That's where we hit that traffic. That's another 6 minutes. People driving at 60 miles per hour at Air Depot. Then to the Amarillo Junction, 10 minutes. People driving at 65 miles per hour. Here's a final look at your map. Be careful out there. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. And coming up here on News 4, well, plans for the tallest tower in the U.S. hitting a little turbulence, if you will.
After the break, Natalie Clydesdale joins us with more from the Oklahoma City Airport Trust on how this tall tower might interfere with the flight paths and raise some safety concerns at the airport. But first, Emily Sutton.
That looks like a rocket ship.
Yes, it does.
Right?
Yes, it looks out of place, but we're just moving along, thinking that it might happen someday.
I cannot help but think about the logistics with severe weather. I'm like, what?
It's all.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, well, we are looking at some nice weather for the next couple of days, especially for the weekend if you're hoping for warmer air to return. Plus, Thanksgiving is a week away. Can you believe it? And the data is changing. I'll have the latest next.
Now, forewarned weather with Emily Sutton.
Good morning, Oklahoma. Yesterday we had some decent weather. I'm sure it felt chilly as we've been so far above average since October. And we are going to see above average temperatures making a comeback if you're wanting it. Let's take a look outside. Clear skies this morning. Beautiful start to the day. Temperatures now 40 degrees at Will Rogers. A southwest wind at only 3 miles per hour. And we did briefly drop to the 30s. It's just back up again. Clear skies. We are calm. So nice to have calm weather after what we went through on Monday. And really this whole month has been pretty active. So the big storm system over the Great Lakes, that's what's giving us our cooler air for today and tomorrow. Really nice fall weather though, especially with the winds relaxing. Jet stream lifts north. That's going to warm us up. Winds whip up as well as this storm system approaches, mainly bringing us a cool down, as I'll show you coming up. 32 for Woodward. We have the upper 30s for Ada, 35 for Ardmore. Winds out of the southwest at only 5 miles per hour, so light winds across the state. Tracking temperatures. Here's the latest, heading towards the holiday, taking you day by day here. For the weekend, surging to the 60s on Saturday and the 70s on Sunday. It will come with the price of increased winds, but I think it's a fair trade. Nice weather. Enjoy. Maybe a good time to put up the Christmas lights. Then heading into Sunday and Monday, a cool down arrives. Not looking as cold as it was yesterday leading up to Thanksgiving. In fact, I think we're going to warm up. But then this storm system arrives on Thanksgiving. Colder air will seep in. The question is whether or not we'll have precipitation and how much. So that's what we're keeping a close eye on because the models are not in agreement at this time. So we're going to be watching the data closely for you. Just stay tuned. I think it will be cooler. It's just we'll see whether or not there's moisture around. And I know it's really important because a lot of people are traveling that day. Then lifting off to the northeast, we're calm for the weekend until Sunday when the cold air rushes in. We're going to have an Arctic chill into the first week of December. This afternoon, our 4-1 forecast, temperatures in the mid-50s north, the low 60s south, and a light north wind. Absolutely spectacular. Tonight, a low of 33 degrees. Pretty chilly tomorrow morning. But tomorrow afternoon, feeling good, a little bit warmer, 60 degrees. It's all thanks to the south wind that begins to pick up, a little bit of a breeze off to the west. Talk about picture perfect football weather, especially for this time of year. It really could be anything. And it's choosing to be friendly. Kickoff at 2:30, 65 degrees, a strong south wind for OSU football. For OU football, kickoff at 6:30. 61 degrees, great weather. Here's our 7-day forecast. So cool today, a little bit warmer tomorrow, beautiful. Enjoy the lighter winds today and tomorrow because it will be windy this weekend, but it will be warmer. 72 for Sunday, nice. Front arrives, cool down on Monday, 51, 56 for Tuesday. Slowly climbing temperatures for Wednesday. There's our Turkey Day cool down. We'll see right now just a 30% chance. Could see maybe a little bit of winter weather in northern Oklahoma. Again, that's not locked in. What I think is locked in is a big cool down that'll happen the weekend after Thanksgiving, starting Sunday into Monday. But again, by then we're in December. It's about time.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
But looking good for all the high school playoffs and
Yes,
and the football,
nice.
college football. Yeah, going to be good.
Great.
Thank you.
Emily, thanks.
Well, plans to build the tallest skyscraper in the country in Bricktown are getting a little bit of pushback now from the Oklahoma City Airport Trust.
If built, the tower would be more than 1,900 feet tall, more than double the height of the Devon Tower. Just picture it. There are concerns that the building would endanger flight safety. It's right in the path for some flights. Natalie Clydesdale joins us now live in studio with more on concerns from the airport.
That's right, Allie and Kent. Well, that height is what's causing those concerns for not only the city's airports, but also for Max Westheimer Airport down in Norman. Now, this is all according to the Oklahoman. Airports Director Jeff Mulder wrote to the FAA saying that there's worry that the tower will force pilots to spend more time circling before landing and change flight patterns. Another letter sent to the FAA also details how tight circling approaches are more dangerous than a straight-in approach. The letter concludes by saying, quote, construction of this building as currently planned should not be approved. Meanwhile, the developer of the tower says he still wants to make it happen. He's supposed to get a full report from the FAA by the end of the month. He then said he'll assess how he'll want to move forward. Kent and Allie, back to you.
We'll see where it goes. Okay, thank you so much, Natalie. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Natalie.
Well, the first bill has been filed for the next legislative session. It's a cut to state income taxes. Republican Senator Michael Bergstrom's plans to start with a small reduction of just 0.25%.
And then if state revenue increases by $400 million, the tax would drop another 0.25% and keep going until our state income tax is entirely eliminated. The bill also includes projections to pause cuts during tough times. The legislative session kicks off February 3rd. Parents now have a way to opt out of biblical teachings in public school classrooms.
Defense of Democracy, a nonprofit focused on public schools, created these forms. One form addresses State Superintendent Ryan Walters' push to include the Bible in lessons. Another form targets a video Walters sent to local superintendents last week in which he praised for President-elect Donald Trump. Superintendent Walters sent the video to every superintendent in the state, demanding schools play the video in schools and send the video to parents even.
Schools can actually say, well, it's not just this superintendent or this board of directors that's saying we're not going to show this video. It's this 240 parents that we got this email about that don't want their kids to show it.
Most school districts around the state refuse to play the video for students or share with parents. The state director of Defense of Democracy, a mother of two in Oklahoma schools, believes the forms will help other districts push back. State Department of Education did not respond to our request for a comment. Still ahead here on Oklahoma's News 4, spreading warmth in the classroom and beyond.
Find out how the Coat a Kid program is keeping students cozy this winter. That's next on News 4.
Time now, 6:56. We're looking at your top stories this morning. New details on a deadly crash in Midwest City near Southeast 15th and Westminster. Police say a driver crossed the center line and collided head-on with another vehicle. The man who died, 63-year-old Jeffrey Knapp, has been identified. The investigation is ongoing.
Oklahoma City fire crews battled a fire at a tissue paper warehouse near Council in Reno yesterday. The fire started in the electrical system and sparked multiple fires. 60 firefighters responded, all workers evacuated. The fire department credits the commercial sprinkler system for helping control the flames.
Also caught on camera, a thief breaks into a Northwest Oklahoma City cell phone store by smashing through the drywall and fencing there. Police say he stole $60,000 to $70,000 worth of phones, but really the joke's on him. Most of the phones are locked. They won't work. To recognize the thief, though, call the Oklahoma City Police. Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation and local firefighters teamed up to spread warmth through the Coat a Kid program at Coolidge Elementary. That annual program helps ensure that no Oklahoma City Public School student goes without a coat, especially during the cold winter months.
And let's head to Stillwater, where Oklahoma State University is building a human performance innovation complex named for who else but the late great businessman, philanthropist T. Boone Pickens.
So what is this exactly? A $50 million project that's going to focus on fitness, wellness, and productivity. Funded with a $25 million donation from Pickens Foundation, Complex will house OSU's Human Performance and Nutrition Research Institute to improve health outcomes for Oklahomans. OSU breaks ground on it next year. That's a pretty exciting addition right there. Coming up on 6:58 now this morning.
All right, time to check in with Caitlin. She's keeping a close eye on the situation on the east side of town.
Wow.
Caitlin, what's going on?
Absolutely. This is eastbound I-40 right here. We're seeing an accident over in this area near Midwest Boulevard and Douglas. It's just out of view from my ODOT camera, but we are seeing some flashing lights here at the top of our shot. Meanwhile, here's a look at your map. We are also watching one injury accident near Northwest 150th and Lake Hefner Parkway. We'll have much more over on Rise and Shine.
Thank you. That was a little slow down there on I-40.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know how to get around it,
Yeah,
especially if you're going to Tinker.
Good point.
And it's another cold start. Maybe the heater in the car, probably,
Yeah, how about
something
those
like that.
heated seats? Do you have fancy heated seats in your
I
car?
actually do.
They're
so
amazing,
excited.
aren't they?
And I can turn my car in from the inside the studio.
I'm
Turn it
all for
on.
that.
Love it.
Yeah, I know.
John.
So bougie.
I love it. All right, let's check out the forecast hour by hour. It's cold this morning, but 50s this afternoon, all right, here in the metro. North winds a little gusty this morning, kind of tapering off as we go through the day. So my Slater radar is very close to yesterday. Same kind of day. Cold start, chilly afternoon, a nice fall day, a breezy north wind. Slater radar 7 for you.
There you go. What'd you say his middle name was? Bougie?
Yeah, bougie.
Nothing but the best for John Slater.
John Bougie Slater.
You know?
Live it up. All right, let's take a look outside. Clear skies. He knows what he likes. 34 for Kingfisher, 37 for Norman, 43 for Shawnee. It's a little cool. The winds are lighter today. The winds will pick up this weekend, but we're going to warm things up. Cool down on Monday, and we are eyeing Thanksgiving. There is a storm system around. I wouldn't say the precip's locked in. I think the cool down is. And then an Arctic chill can move in the weekend after. Falling temperatures on Sunday.
We're moving into December at that point, right?
Yes, makes sense.
Yeah, it's about time.
We're getting close. All right, Emily, thank you. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Head over to Rise and Shine right now.